What a game last night for Sunday Night Football. What a day, honestly. That was a crazy Sunday. That was honestly like one of my favorite weeks that I can ever remember in my lifetime. So that's 20 years of football, and that's like it's just this week there was so many crazy games. I'm honestly going to be making 4 or 5 videos on it because there's just so much to talk about here. We're going to start with this one. I want to talk about Detroit. I actually predicted the future in my skit that I put up last Friday. So I have a video coming out on that. We're going to talk about that 66-yard by excuse me, Justin Tucker during that game. I want to talk about that Jags return, 109 yards. Honestly, in the first half, Buffalo-Washington wasn't too bad. Taylor Heineke had another pile-on diving touchdown. Actually, I think that was in the second half, I think. There was a 73-yard, I think it was Gibson had a 73-yard, just a little dump-off pass for a touchdown. So, Washington, Buffalo is pretty good. Cleveland had 9 sacks. Talk about that one. Chargers beat Kansas City in a thriller. that game was crazy. This is Saints score right here. I can't see it anymore. Saints beat up on the Patriots. Patriots did not look that good. Atlanta Giants was Bengals beat up the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tennessee and Indy, it was okay. It was decent. It was fine. Denver 26-0. Miami, Las Vegas, a very good game too. Again, I'm gonna do a whole other bit. This is supposed to be just talking about the Packers, but there's so many good games. Tampa, Rams. It was good. It wasn't, a lot of the noon games are crazy. Minnesota beat up on the Seattle Seahawks, and then again we had a doozy of a game for Sunday night. We'll start out with this. So Packers were up 17-7 at halftime. Defense in the first half played amazing. Jair tracked the ball from the other side of the field and just outran Kittle to catch an interception. Jimmy Garoppolo's only interception on the day. He had a backwards pass, which counted as a fumble. We're going to talk about that later on. The refs were terrible in this game. I gotta shut out with that too. The refs were absolutely terrible in this game. It was not good. Ticky-tacky, stupid little fouls that, I would not call. The one that I think of the most was on Eric Stokes, where he got a tiny little push on who was it? Was it Ayuk? It might have been Ayuk. It was Ayuk or Samuel, one of the two. He basically, it was a deep ball, and Ayuk or Samuel, whoever it was kind of going down a little bit, kind of lost their footing a little bit. Eric Stokes, he had his arm or his hand, it hit him in the arm, but it did not look like it was enough force to push him to the ground. But they were hand fighting the whole way. But it was just a really ticky-tacky, dumb little call, no call. It was not called. And then we had the stupid one that I thought Devontae Adams was out for the game. I thought he would have been out for a while. Defenseless, I think. Who was? I can't remember who it was. I think it was Warner who hit him. I think Warner came in and got the late hit, and defenseless Adams, he went down. It looked like he just was out of breath. That's what Rodgers said in a press conference. Apparently, he thought it was just out of breath or whatever. Because at first he thought it was concussion, and then Adams was fine. He came back in a drive later, so it wasn't nothing major. Just a lot of weird calls. Packers had so many drives extended by pass interference calls. A couple of them, most of them, were right. I remember the one. Who's number 4? I don't remember who number 4 is on the. Is it Mosley? I think it's Mosley is number 4. Basically hooked his whole arm around Adams, so Adams could not adjust to get the ball, and it was like a 35, 40-yard penalty. There was a lot of game-extending penalties or pass interferences on San Francisco. Basically cost them the game. That's basically, well, and then it should have been over if they had called, the right plays, like the defenseless hit on Adams. Should have, been a 30-yard, 25-yard penalty. Again, I think it was on Warner, I believe. A lot of stupid calls, a lot of no calls. Packers ended up winning in the end, but the fact that a lot of it was just bad officiating. And I don't want games to be dictated by the officials. And it's not fun when okay, well, this team came back and won. Oh, because of this play and that play and this play and all because of refs extended all these drives. Like that's not fun. I want it to be okay. Wide receiver goes 50 yards, catches the ball in coverage, good coverage by the DB, by the safety, whoever's back there. And, he catches it. There's no pass interference, no nothing. Maybe they're hand fighting a little bit. Both of them are. But he catches it. That's what I want. I don't want these 50 yards down the field, little ticky-tacky, hand on his arm, extend the drive. Like, it's just stupid. It's just really stupid. But ignoring that, Aaron Rodgers had a great game. He had 127 yards in the first quarter. The first quarter. 127. 10 points. I guess I gotta talk about this too real quick too. I just remembered. There was a point late in the first quarter. They were inside the 20, might have been close to the 10 actually. Somewhere around inside the 20 to 10, somewhere in there. It was like 4th and 3, 4th and 2, whatever it was. And they didn't get it. If they had gone for a field goal instead of trying to go for it, it would be 33-28. Packers would have. It might have actually ended up 30-28. Who knows? But if the Packers had gone for that field goal, that extra field goal, so that it would have been 2 field goals, and then a touchdown in the first quarter, it would have been obviously 13-0, and then 20-7 at half, and then obviously the Niners slowly got back in the game. But it would have been 30-28 with whatever 37 seconds left. And Niners would still be down by 2 or whatever. You go for the extra point or the extra point. You go for the 2-point conversion, maybe you get that. It's 29-30. So the fact that this game could have been very different if they had just taken the field goal, had gone up 13-0 in the first, and then eventually 20-0 later on. And the fact that it came down to this, Niners took a 1-point lead. I still now it doesn't matter in the end, but I still think about that. I still think, okay, well, it could have been a totally different game had they said, okay, let's just not be super aggressive yet. It's the first quarter. Let's just slow it down, take the points. We're up big, defend the lead, yada yada yada. Instead, they went, okay, we're just gonna, go for it, not get it. I think. Was it the drive Jair had the interception? It may have been the drive that Jair had the interception. It may have. I don't remember exactly. But, either way, in the end, it didn't matter. But it could have easily been 33-28. Packers could have been up the whole game had they taken that field goal instead. Which, again, it doesn't matter. Once again, third time I'm saying that. But I'm going to be thinking about that. Be thinking about why they went for it super early when you could have just had a chip shot field goal. So, that's my thought process. That's what I was thinking all, second half, could have been an extra 3 points on the board the whole time in the second half. But it is what it is. And, despite terrible officiating, Mason Crosby came out and just beat up the Niners anyway at the end. You left Aaron Rodgers with 37 seconds. Good job. Good job, Niners. You left time on the board for probably the best passing quarterback. No. He's up there. He's top 3. Like, all time. Like, this man is one of the best throwers of the football. He probably is the best on it. Like, if I really think about it, probably. But, I enjoy the game, but there is just... We got sloppy in the second half. No points in the third quarter. Again, we stall out a lot. Defense started coming on a lot more often, which tired them out. Which I did not at the end of the first half. I was not. I was getting, I was upset at the defense. Like, okay, come on, you just stop them here, stop on the goal line. But at the second half, I went back and thought about it. There was about 8 or 9, or not 8 or 9. It was probably about 6, maybe 7 plays with first and goal, second and goal, third and goal, first and goal, second goal, third and goal, first and so on. There's a lot of plays inside the 5-yard line where the defense stopped them, and it was just eventually, they were not prepared for Trey Lance. Trey Lance came in and just ran it in. They had no one on that side of the field. So I went back and thought about it at the end of the first half, like, to do 6 or 7 consecutive stops, and then eventually they get a touchdown in the end, that's not bad. Like, the defense had a very good first half, and then they were just worn out in the second half. It's crunch time. Obviously, you got to make up and do something, which Kenny Clark coming up the middle, and Jimmy Garoppolo's like, nope, I don't want this, and just chucks the ball to his side behind him, which by rule is considered a fumble. And then the Packers scoop it up, get more clock off the time, get a field goal out of it, and then making a 6-point game, which made the Niners have to score a touchdown to lead. And then we just went down and, Aaron Rodgers did Aaron Rodgers things, Mason Crosby did Mason Crosby things, and here we are. So, the turning point was definitely Jimmy Garoppolo just chucking the ball away, forcing a fumble. Kenny Clark came up, stepped up big. They had how many sacks? 4 sacks in the night. 4 sacks. We got pressure. We got some pretty good pressure up there. Joe Barry, and especially the second half. Again, I just said, they were gassed. They weren't looking too good in the second half. But Joe Barry, I think it was 2 or 3 of those sacks came in the second half. So, they may have not looked the best. I thought they looked better in the first half compared to the second half. But they were getting pressure on the Jimmy Garoppolo and forcing sacks and whatnot. So, again, I was just talking about how, just gassed and whatnot. Again, I still think if you watch first half versus second half, first half seems way better. They weren't, it was a sack or 2. So 2 sacks first half, 2 sacks second half. Somewhere, might have been 1 and 3, whatever. But they played well. First half, they played good. Second half, Joe Barry switching up schemes and whatnot, making Jimmy Garoppolo, not know where they're sending pressure from. They had people from the second, not the secondary, the second line, whatever it's called, like middle linebacker area, coming up, and I think it was Burns that I think basically allowed. Who got a sack? Who had a sack? Oh, it's up here. Burks. Oh, I think it was Burks and Garvin. No. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Gary and Slayton. Yeah, Slayton had a half a sack in that game too. I can't remember. It might have been 2 people. It might have been Garvin and Burks, I think is who it was. I think Burks came from the second level, I believe. There we go, second line. I just clicked. But, again, despite the refs, not a bad game at all. What a way to kick off, or to end Sunday. Obviously, we have one more game for week 3, and then it's on to week 4 with a terrible Thursday game of Bengals and Jags. It is what it is, but we got NFC least. Well, not really anymore, but, Washington's not looking good. Giants are looking good. Eagles are okay, and then obviously Cowboys. So I guess NFC least. So got on that. But you know, I just good game all around. Aaron Jones had a touchdown too. AJ Dillon making some big yards. 100 total rushing yards. Aaron Jones is wearing out. They were wearing out that defense. I also want to talk about where. They're not going to show it, I don't think. The third string lineman who came in, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Came in, basically, he held, let's see if I can find Bosa. Bosa had 4 total tackles, 3 solo, and then, obviously, you know, 1 was assisted or whatever you're going to call it. Basically, Bosa had a quiet night. No sacks. Again, 4 tackles. But, you know, the third stringer was doing some pretty good. I wish they showed the stats of the O-line. But third string was doing pretty good against, you know, Bosa. You know, top 3 pass rusher. And, I mean, this guy he had a good day against Bosa, holding him to 4 total tackles. That's very good. So, you know, very, very good. I want to see who was the sack. Armstead had the sack. Okay. Yeah, 60 total, 41 solo. What is this? Tackles for loss. There's only 3 of them. Okay, and then 2 QB hits. Who had the QB hits? Bosa. Oh, Bosa. Okay, so Bosa did have. Never mind. Bosa did have a QB hit, and then Armstead had the other one. Okay, so Bosa had a QB hit, no sack, but you know, 4 total tackles, no sacks. You know, it's. We did pretty good. Third string did pretty good. Obviously, they had help. A lot of double teams on their line and whatnot. So you know, it was just, you know, the O line impressed me very much. So it was a very crazy like game for the O line. They really impressed me. Aaron Rodgers had a tipped ball right back to him, and he just went down right away because he had a. Oh no, I think that was that's passing, so it's not a sack. But Aaron Rodgers has negative 4 yards added to his receiving there. I think he said, I think on this, I think what did they say, 4? That's his fourth reception, I think. If I remember correctly. Yeah, Devontae Adams 132, MVS 59-yarder. Longest was 47. Allen Lazard had a 42-yarder. That was his only catch. Aaron Jones, 14 and only 11 there. AJ Dillon had 8. His longest was 6. Yeah, Randall Cobb was not really targeted at all. So, but you know, overall, this team. And then, by the way, we don't have Z out there, Zadarius Smith. We don't have Bakhtiari out there, so we're not full strength yet either. We also, again, third string, so we don't have. Was it Elton that went out? No, who went out? I don't remember who went out. But obviously, like our O line is not full strength. Zadarius Smith on that D line is going to help a lot too. So you know, we're not full strength, and we put up a fight against this Niners team. We came out guns a-blazing in that first half too. So I want to wrap up here. This game was insane. I loved it. Well, I did not love it. Because of the penalties and the refs, and the refs pretty much kept the Niners in this game. Like, that's what can I say? Like, that's pretty much what happened. If you go back and watch, there's so many calls where, I mean, again, a stupid 6 or 7 when they're inside the 5 at the end of the first half, 6 or 7 plays right there. It's just, you know, it's just so sucky. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, well, I got nothing else to say. So for now, like the video, share the video around, no subscribe. We will be back. I'm going to cover a lot more games. We have a lot of crap to cover this week. Again, I'm going to have another thing coming out. We're going to talk about the Lions and the Baltimore Ravens game. So, you know, stick around because there's a lot to cover this week. And this was a crazy week. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm out of here.